Three, two, one. What's up, everyone? My name is Mark Martinez. Welcome to my channel, Pop Punk Present and Past. Today, we have a brand new album review up for you guys. This album just came out this past Friday by Australian pop punk band Trophy Eyes. Their new album is entitled The American Dream, which is a little bit ironic that it's called The American Dream, but it kind of makes perfect sense because a lot of the themes on this record have to do with them being away from home, them having to come to America to follow the American dream, to build their fan base, to build their band. Haven't seen an album from this band since October, November-ish of 2016, which is when they released Chemical Miracle. That record is phenomenal, top to bottom. So many good songs. One of the best pop punk records in the last 5 years. So with that comes a lot of expectations for this record. Let's see how they did. Let's get into the review, going track by track. The American Dream by Trophy Eyes. First track on this record is entitled Autumn. Just right off the bat, this record starts off significantly poppier than Chemical Miracle, which started with those infamous 4 snare hits. In the case of this song, I love the muted vocals in the beginning intro and the outro as well. Just kind of adds a nice amount of depth. I have no idea what those vocals are actually saying, but in the way they're used, they're almost like a wordless instrument. I like the little lead guitar part that's pretty much throughout the entire song that gives it a sense of permanence, really. One of my main complaints here is that the chorus and mainly the second verse just sounds way too similar. So it goes chorus, verse, chorus. And instrumentally, that pretty much all feels the same besides a little section there. 9 out of 10 times, if you can't build some stark contrast between your choruses and your verses, it's not gonna be favorable for you. In the bridge, I enjoy the kind of angelic ooh ahs. At the end of the day, this track's all right. Nothing too special, not bad. Let's see how they keep going. Next track is called Something Bigger Than This. This track starts off sick with this kind of big, grandiose gang vocal section accompanied by some acoustic guitar and acoustic piano. And this track is actually about pretty much this kid near John's house jumped in front of a train and obviously ended his own life. And the song goes into both how the kid must have felt that day, how John feels, and then onward into how the family must feel. In the pre-chorus, he kind of takes a positive view of it, saying everything's going to be okay. I think the second chorus is almost a little bit haunting. It kind of sends a shiver down your spine to hear John try to describe what his home around his family and everything must be like after such a tragedy. Musically, I think the bridge could be better on this track. It definitely has a nice concluding final chorus, and I think it's pretty good musically, but awesome lyrically, which is makes it a def listen here. Next track on the record is called Friday Forever. On my initial listen, this track was undisputedly my favorite track on the record, and upon further listen, not much has changed. In the verses, instrumentally, the little jittery guitar part pairs perfectly with the kind of dancey, quick hi-hat section. The pre-chorus has John singing his kind of classic little mellow voice, bringing everything back a little bit. My favorite thing about this section, there's this very little repetitive programmed static sound, like I absolutely love how it adds kind of a little extra layer to the sound. You might not catch it, but it's one of those things that even if you're not hearing it and consciously enjoying it, I think it's something that really adds to the overall sound that's being created. And the chorus absolutely makes this a banger summer bop. Dancey hi-hat, dreamy backing vocals, catchy hook, can't lose. Then the second pre-chorus is arguably my favorite section on the entire record. We see some more programming bring itself into the bridge accompanying John once again, and overall this is a great track, arguably the best on the record. Must listen. The next song is called More Like You, and holy, this song is depressing. Musically, when you're just first listening to it, you're like, oh hey, this is kind of good. Sounds like it could be like on the Lion King soundtrack. And then you read the lyrics going back into it, and you're like, holy sh**, John Floriani, are you okay? You okay, mate? This song is pretty much about not wanting yourself at all, not necessarily even wanting to do something better, wanting to look better, wanting to be better, just literally not wanting to be you. And it's legitimately heartbreaking that John or anyone out there would ever feel like this. It's not the best ever, but sonically, I generally enjoy it. Next track is A Cotton Candy Sky. This is the first of a couple stripped back songs on the record. The instrumental consists of an acoustic guitar, rain, and acoustic piano. In this track, John paints a picture of him on his back porch, looking out onto his family playing in the backyard, his wife and his children. He can see a summer storm approaching in the distance. Kind of a very romanticized, picturesque summer afternoon with the family that you want to be when you grow up. In the chorus, he says, "If that ain't home, I don't know what is." Similar to Mark Hoppus in Blink-182's California, off of the record California, Mark Hoppus talks about this kind of picturesque thing. This is what I've always wanted, a family out on the beach, California, everything's beautiful, but kind of trying to expose the underlying issues with this, with trying to paint this upon everyone else. Maybe this isn't what I wanted, this is just what I've been told what I've wanted. I think there's kind of a similar sense here, where this is the American dream, this is what John's been told that he wants, but he's not too sure about it. Like, this, maybe that's not for him. And I really enjoy kind of the thought induced by this track. I don't think it's meant to be listened to as like a banger. It goes well in the context of the record though, so it's cool. Next track is called You Can Count on Me. This track is very deservingly the lead single on this record. I think it has a great catchy chorus. I think it has shockingly straight to the point lyricism about John's life as a touring musician and kind of how fans interact with him, how fans see his life. I absolutely love the kind of pre-chorus, both musically and the fact that he kind of drops that cocaine line. At the end of the day, this track pretty much brings everything you love about Trophy Eyes under one roof. John's calming vocals, his screams, little quiet piano sections, loud, bombastic drum and guitar led parts, poppy parts, punk parts, all Trophy Eyes, all the time. Listen up. Next track is called Broken. I swear to God, this is a Coldplay song. Someone tell me this isn't literally a Coldplay song. Like, I don't listen to Coldplay, so I don't know what Coldplay song it would be. Is this not dead-ass Coldplay? This feels like Coldplay. Aside from that, I like the theme of the song about a son kind of speaking to his mom about how everything's gonna be okay, about kind of challenges they've been going through. But just like sonically and overall, the package that it brings, I'm just not that into this track. Next track is called Tiptoe. Is another kind of stripped back acoustic track on this record. I normally like acoustic Trophy Eyes, but I just don't like the first half of this song at all. It just doesn't give me anything really. As for the second part, I'm in love with it. The vocals take it up a notch, adds that like kind of passion into the song. The guitars louden and just sound so much more of a full sound stage. The strings added are absolutely beautiful and bring the perfect amount of layering to the song. The second half is literally just a beautiful lullaby and I cannot get enough of it, but unfortunately I can't stomach the first half, so this makes the song kind of just whatever at the end of the day. Next track is called Lavender Bay. I dig this song, but I swear this melody in the chorus is stolen from somewhere, or borrowed, I guess. In the verses, he does this cool kind of switch up with his rhythm flow, whatever you want to call it. I'm a huge fan of backing vocals, and in this case, the kind of ba 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 da 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 type vocals are cool. There's these kind of claps mixed in as well. The chorus is very grandiose, very full, round sound. It grows even more full and rounder near the end of the song, where they add some extra layers, add some extra vocals. Yeah, this is a cool track. Next song is called Miming the Choir. Very quiet verse, explodes into this huge chorus and post-chorus. Those layered vocals and the post-chorus in general is definitely my favorite part of the song. But in conclusion, I'm kind of sad I don't like this song more. I think they had some really good ideas here, but it just doesn't really translate into a good song, and it's kind of just forgettable. Next track is called A Symphony of Crickets. I like the cricket sound throughout this track, and the dreamy ahs at the end accompanied by the strings, and the synths is a neat section. But this is nothing more than an interlude track, and I would have been okay with it just being completely instrumental, or using these ideas in a separate track, because as a standalone thing, it doesn't do much. And the album closer is called I Can Feel It Coming. This is a great song and a great album closer. It has storytelling elements, it has an organ, horns, John screams, crazy buildup from the first chorus to the second verse. There's a hectic drum section during that buildup. Feels like multiple songs mashed together as a closer. Baby version of the Wonder Years and their closer to The Greatest Generation, which is I Just Want to Sell at My Funeral. There's rim shots, acoustic guitar, backing vocals, it's an amazing outro. Think of me when you're alone and you can't sleep. I'm on the other side of the world doing the same thing. Fuck. And that was the record. Honestly, I love Trophy Eyes with all my heart. I've seen them multiple times. Chemical Miracle took me a couple months before I really appreciated it as the artistic piece that it is, but I don't know if that's gonna happen with this record. There's just a lot of lackluster songs and sections that kind of bog this record down, in my opinion, and a good amount of those songs I just don't see myself ever coming back to unless I'm listening to the record in full. There's a lot of bright spots, and I still love them as a band. I just think this record could have been better, especially considering what I was expecting after Chemical Miracle. Obviously worth listening to. I think just about everything is worth listening to once. Let's go 5 out of 10. Have you guys listened to this record? What did you think about it? Let me know down below in the comments. Do you guys agree with my opinions? Do you guys disagree? If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe. Thanks for checking me out. You guys have a wonderful day. As always, remember to do fun things and to stay beautiful. Woo.
When I don't fit into the shape you mold.